destroy, who is destructive. Which people are you referring to as destructive breed of people? Are you better than those people? What have you done in the Gambia that other people did not do? By exploiting little people that come to work on your radio? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Or that you're contributing to national development? How? What have you done better in that country? Does that mean that if you do wrong, nobody will tell you? People are every day calling out Barrow and telling him things he could do better and things that he is not doing better. But of course, he is not doing what you are doing to come back to your radio and sit on your radio and castigate and insult people again. After everything has settled down, you can go again. Go. Near radio malay mol neng mol be la telephone la malale min yalam bi moment yenen we will take it nice, but near nendroke jankotange ya fulanja ya sabanya, we will tell you what you've never heard. I don't belong to no whatever ethnic here and there. But the fact of the matter is that the common denominator here is the Gambia. And we cannot watch people destroy our country in this fashion. Because they have scores to settle and they don't know how to settle them. And they think that they could just say anything and castigate any kind of people. This is not nice. This is not nice. This is not who we are. And when you make mistakes, accept you are not, not that you are actually kind of untouchable or you are a master of everything, even in your own profession. This is where you made the mistake, in your own profession. How about things that you probably do not know? So if you can make mistakes in your own profession, learn from it. Accept that, of course, this was a mistake. And every Gambian knew that was a mistake. And if you think it was not a mistake, but Attack has apologized for whatever he would have said. Your radio's responsibility was to give out a communique to say, because what Attack said was wrong and he apologized for it, but the medium in which he said it was my radio, I take some part of responsibility. And not just that, but because you were the interviewer, then you bear some responsibility in it. And then you deliberately want to put all that aside and come back to castigate and insult people. Yo, dad, I'm so disappointed in this koto, man. If I know why, one thing about me, if I see a man write something that is not right, I tell you, hey, you come in for $10. And if I see a different person say something that is not right, I will tell you, more coming for $10. So what do Peter Gomez say me for $20? Kafo mole ko sula wala wana nata santo selo baila wala mundi jumallo sula wala ngolti.
Falls Sie dieses Jahr noch nach einem ganz besonderen Urlaub suchen, kommen Sie nach Tansania.
Wala nyanda bola kupira Gomes da kono atara monare tele radio to amanke ko mo kote na interview fo da fo be siring iba interview ka be mo benena making those kind of very expensive generalizations that could actually set that country in flames. You deliberately did not put a halt to it. You let it flow just freely and openly like that, and people call you out that you could have done better. Even basic ethics of professional journalism would tell you, Peter, you could have done better. And you know that. I don't need to teach you that. I'm not a journalist, but basic journalistic, ethics would tell you that, Peter, you could have done better. You could have actually interjected and actually redirect the interview to something else. Or to say, oh no, that generalization will not be fit enough to actually air on this TV. Let's get into something else. You could have avoided it. Or even whereas it is said, you could have come with a little statement to kind of say, of course it's a live program, but then allowing it to continue. Don't mention names. Bro, fana why if an alanga tonya for nunyoe. Nembe tonya fasa for the greater good of our country. But we cannot pick and choose. But it tells a lot about who we are and how we are as a people. We got to show love, man. All these animosities and harboring all this. They can be the first restore pour ñu amalante ay enelante ay lu ken hamud man. When I listened to this guy, first I did not even blame Attack. You see how I considered it? I actually considered that to be more or less, to be some delusions, because such delusions exist. They blame people until they think that their own biological mothers are witches and wizards. They even blame their own family members because maybe they are responsible for their failures. There are delusions that people go through. But when people are going through that, you help them. You don't disassociate with them. You don't castigate them. You don't insult them. So when I saw Attack did that, so what they are just delusions. I don't even consider that to be a big thing. But I consider Peter's insults today to be deliberate and intentional. call people monkeys? That a monkey will never stop climbing? Peter, if that rubbish was not said on your TV or the radio station, nobody was going to say anything about you. Even though some of us never believe in what you are doing simply because ila radio to, sankare nyol kana woldo kila kulubaliya ning kulambaliya ning tilimbaliya ning, fanya foje, and then you tolerate it and you accept it. And they will come back there when superior to court to come back and castigate the same court, and you tolerate it. If Usain Bojang was your son, you would never tolerate that shit. Textually, was you coming out to say that these are useless people? Who are you more useful than people, including me? Because I said, Peter, you could have done better. And you call everybody useless? And then you consider people to be like, golo golo, like these are destructive people. You kind of equate them to monkeys? If you will go and sleep and think that you have done the best for yourself today. Oh yeah, man, mind down on me. You beat your chest that I sat on my radio and insulted everybody and nothing is going to happen. You make a mistake, you accept that they got a mistake, and you come out and tell people, yeah, mistakes happen, even though you take some element of responsibility in it, and then reassure people that such probably will not happen again. Walong mo kende yadi, walong hadamadi yadi. Ite minke wala formu sula wala yadi. To actually stay true. Gambia, if these are your veterans, you need to work on the ethics, man. I probably believe more on the younger folks than if an adult, at his age, who can actually father some of us, would come to the TV or his own radio station and talk shit like that. So distasteful, so embarrassing and shameful that you could not take responsibility for your utterances or the utterances of that person that came to your station. But of course, you went on to further insult people who called you out to say you could have done better, and then refer to them as what? Omanke kukendeti góor duy mel ni jeeg o buggee nekk jeeg da ngay taka malaan ay jeeg yi sax dañ bàyyi yooyu noonu booy ay defante yu ñàkk fayda yi doomi réew bu baax da ngay defar. You don't come back to settle scores on your radio because you own a radio. Anybody can own a radio and come and insult you. Just like anybody would jump and say, you want to say something about, a particular ethnicity. I would jump and say, you know what, that is wrong. This is not who we are as a people. And this shouldn't be who you are as a person. You should be better than this from your experience and exposure. You should do better than what you did this morning. And for some people who did not know what happened, were like, no, this was not about what happened in the past. The past is put on the past, and of course people are moving on. But of course this guy came out this morning to lash out as if something was so much pounding in his chest that he needed to get off. We are all one people. We are all the same people. At the end of the day, we cannot have the same opinion. And then that diversity, we must be ready, and of course, we must always accommodate and tolerate. We cannot become intolerant people overnight. But as well, when things tell you that this was wrong, it was not necessary, it was uncalled for. And you got to, and what you did this morning, you got to apologize for it because what you did was so wrong. It's left to you. I'm the guy because I went out and called them whatever names, and then, I'm moving on with my